Here we are today. We've just come out for a short drive. This is Frenchman Bay, about 15 kilometres from home. This was the location of the original settlement, bricks work and whaling station, I believe, back in the day. Just down the beach this way is a freshwater spring, which is why the boats came in here to get fresh water many years ago. Up at the other end of the beach, way up where the lady is, where you can see the lady with the dog, is the what's remains of the old brick. Beach is not looking very good today. This is usually a quartz crystalline sand beach, and it squeaks when you walk on it normally, but we've had a few storms over the last week and washed a lot of seaweed up onto the beach. I've moved the van down the beach a little bit, which is a little bit cleaner. There's not quite as much seaweed here, but yeah, it's still not pristine. But we'll take you up to the other end of the beach, where the old whaling station is. It's reported that Charles Darwin stepped onto the beach here many years ago to do his botanist studies, and also there's a few wrecks, or used to be wrecks, down the beach here. Very little of them remain now. Along this end of the beach there are red brick columns. Just a few metres along the beach are more remains of the red brick supports for the whaling station was originally here. Frenchman Bay is very popular in summer with families, because the water is quite shallow, and there's a nice little picnic area just behind me here, which I'll take you around and show you in a minute. Yeah, so usually when it's warm, summertime, it's very busy here. Gas-fired barbecues just behind me. Seating tables, I think you can see just over my shoulder here, and some nice beach here when it's not. It's nice beach here when it's not covered in weeds, certainly. Plenty of shady bush areas. Now, nice little walk and fishing spot just out. Walk out to the end there, to the edge of the rocks, but quite often you'll see fishermen out on the edge of those rocks there. This is King George Sound, which is the entrance to Albany Harbour, Princess Royal Harbour. The beach you can see off in the distance there is Good Beach. Good Beach runs all the way around from here to Mistaken Island, which you can't see because it's in the sun glare there. And just behind Mistaken Island is this area keeps the King George Sound continues around that corner behind that peninsula and around towards the hill there. That hill that you can see way off in the distance is the town of Albany. ship you can see way off in the distance there, waiting to come in. Usually to pick up grain or wood chips. There's a lot of wood farms here where they grow trees to be turned into wood chips to be sent away for to be made into furniture and other things. Quite a nice little spot in summer. Not so much today. It's a little bit breezy, even though I've got my short sleeve shirt on, but I've got my track pants on. I was just coming along really well. It's driving well. It needs a service, which I'm going to do in the next 2 days, as we're planning to do a trip to Perth, which is about 400 kilometres away. And Jack's been banished. Jack's in the doghouse. He's been naughty. I told him to stay on the beach and he went running off and caused problems, so he's been locked in the van. These are the new signs they're putting up all along the coast here, so if any incidents or accidents, people know what to call. So Frenchman Bay, and that's the registration number for it. So if you call Parks and Wildlife or Search and Rescue, you can tell it exactly where you are. This is the whaling station now. Well, hasn't been in use for years now. It's just a tourist attraction now. That is an old whale chasing boat. I can't remember what number it is now, but the whales would be caught by these small boats, would chase the whales, harpoon them and take them back to the mothership, and the mothership would dissect and get the whale oil and anything else they need to keep. So there's one of them here at the whale station. There's another one in the harbour just in town on a sandbank. That there is, this is all that King George Sound. That's you can see the island out there with the sun shining on it. That is Breaksea Island, which is got its name obviously because the main swell comes in from the Great Southern Ocean, which is around behind here. So the swell comes in and that breaks a lot of the swell before it comes into King George Sound. I can't remember the name of that other island. This is Seal Island, the little one that you can see just in the centre here. Way off in the distance are hills that you can see are mini peaks, and way beyond that is the Stirling Ranges, which heads out towards heading towards the east. Nice area when the sun's shining. Just on the other side, Bald Head is the name of that. If you go around the back of the whaling station here, you can park up and you climb up that hill there, and it goes up around the top, around the side, and there's actually a peninsula that joins these two islands together. You can walk out along the peninsula out to Bald Head. It's quite a long walk. I'd say about a 4 or 5 hour journey out there and back. But they say it's very good. I've never done the journey yet. I will do as soon as I can. So here we are again. We've just come a little bit around the corner, maybe a couple of 100 metres. The whale station again, and the outcrops out to Bald Head. This rock that you can see, I can't know if it shows up on the camera, but just a little flat rock there is where they used to drag the whales. There used to be a cable that used to run from there out to the whale station, and they would drag the carcasses across for processing. So this is a better view of King George Sound. It's quite a long way around, way off where you can see the boat off in the distance. Just around the corner, and you can see the gap between the islands there. That's Mistaken Island because it's actually connected to the peninsula. The harbour goes around and around the back of this hill here, and then through a channel into the harbour, which is on the other side. It's quite a lot of open water. It's good for sailing. That you can see way off in the distance is the Torndirrups. So that's another range of hills just outside of town. You get Torndirrups there, and then like I said, Many Peaks, which is about 20 maybe 30 kilometres out of town, and then out to the main Many Peaks and out to the Stirling Ranges. Beautiful piece of a bit of the country. A lot of these places that we're going to at the moment, we consider them local, anything within 20 kilometres, 15 to 20 kilometres, or even out to 50 kilometres, which would take us out to Denmark or Mount Barker, is considered local. But I'll take a bit more time later once we get the van working properly and we can sleep in it and be a little bit more self-sufficient. We can do some cooking, things like this. We'll be going out and spending more time, a week at a time, out at these places, and we'll give you a good look at the towns and villages themselves and a little bit of the history of the places. So that'll all be happening a bit more once we get the van all finished off, the bus, and we're ready to do a bit more travelling. And then we'll gradually start to travel further and further afield from home. I mean, the next biggest city to us is Perth, or the main city in WA is Perth, which is 400 kilometres away. But there's lots of areas between here and Perth. If we go west from here, we follow the coast along to Augusta, which is the south westernmost tip of Western Australia, and then we turn virtually north, travel up the coast all the way to Perth, and then beyond that up to the northwest, which takes us up to places like Carnarvon, a lot of the fishing areas, Carnarvon, Port Hedland, which is the main port for the iron ore industries for exports, and then we go Bream, and then from Bream up to Darwin, which is probably 12 months, 18 months away for us, but at least it gives you an idea of the itinerary that we have planned. So yeah, that's a bit of the local history and a little bit more for us to put into a video for you, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe so you get notifications when new videos are put up to see. Okay, thank you very much. Bye.